Hello everyone. As the title says, I'm going to be talking about the overall experience, either Amazon Prime or Netflix. I actually am using both, and this is just going to be an honest review of just stuff in general, and just because they're both good in their own way. I have both, and I'm probably going to continue to to have both. So this is just a review. So first I am going to start off with the pros about Amazon Prime. And the big pro is they have a lot more of what I like. I like more documentaries, and they have a lot more of that, and a lot of it is for free. Um, like, for example, I watched a few documentaries just in one day, and they were all free, and they were stuff that I was really interested in. If you are first turning to, if this is your first time tuning into this channel, I really like reading a lot about the Tudors and all that stuff, or Queen Victoria and things of that nature. So a lot of that stuff is on there, and they have a lot of that already on there. For example, I can watch. I was stupid and I got a Stars account maybe about a year ago, a few months ago, maybe, and I figured out I could have watched The White Queen on Prime for free. So there are a lot of the interesting things that I really enjoy are on Prime, and they're not on Netflix. And I really enjoy that. And I really like, um, for my taste, I think they have a better selection. There is a Castilian drama I had wanted to see, and I still need to continue it, that I wanted to see for a long time. And it is on Amazon Prime, and I checked, and all the seasons are free, which is really nice because the DVD is really expensive. The DVD and Blu-ray is really expensive. So, um, yeah. So my hair is crazy. Um, so and I'm gonna watch it for free, and I'm also gonna watch it. It's an older show, but Upstairs Downstairs, which is very similar to Downton Abbey. Downton Abbey's on there as well. That kind of stuff I really enjoy, and a lot of interesting documentaries I really enjoy. I know I'm a nerd. You could probably tell that by the books that I read on this channel. And you're already paying for it. If you have Amazon Prime, you're already paying for it. So, why not use it? And um, if you Amazon, there's a lot just for Prime members. It'll say like included with Prime, and there's just a lot on there, and things of that nature. And now, the big pro about Netflix is they have a lot of, I know this is contradictory, but they have a lot of other documentaries I like that Amazon you have to pay for. Um, a lot of the anime they have that I enjoy, and Netflix. If you take Full Metal Alchemist off, I'm going to punch something. Okay, don't take Full Metal Alchemist off. I'm gonna punch something if you do. And like some of the anime that I like, they do not have a big selection. You think they would, but they have some of the animes that I really enjoy, and then they have a lot of the food documentaries that I really enjoy as well. So it just depends on what you're into. I know a lot of people like those Netflix originals things and stuff like that. Um, and some of the stuff I'm not really into. I'm not really into the reality shows and stuff like that. And I like that Netflix is cheap. Um, and I've had it for longer, so I've had more time to really, you know, I've had a lot of time to use it more, and they're really starting to, I think, maybe listen to the people. I don't know, but they have. I just saw Pokemon Moon on there, Pokemon Sun and Moon series on there, and which is really nice. The X and Y series is on there, and so that's really nice. Um, this is probably going to be contradictory. Um, I know that this whole live stream is probably going to be contradictory, but yeah, Netflix is good. I think is better for anime, even though they don't have a lot. I know I'm contradicting myself, guys. I know I'm contradicting myself, but um, Netflix is pretty cheap, but Amazon Prime you're already paying for. But I do have some nitpicks with Amazon Prime and with Netflix. Now, first with Amazon Prime, there are a lot of stuff that they don't have. Like, they have it, but it's not included. But you can have different subscriptions to different things. For example, I want to watch Victoria, the series that's on, that's the new Masterpiece series. And being an impatient person, I had to get the PBS subscription. And so that can rack up money if you're not careful. So you can rack up some money. For example, I'm going to have to pay for it. It's not too expensive, but it can rack you up some money. I also want to buy the Pokemon subscription thing. I want to do that, the nerd in me, and I just want to relax and watch Pokemon, the whole series, without getting tons of DVDs, because Johto Journeys is a lot more expensive on DVD, and this was back in the day when they didn't. I have some of the DVDs back in the day when they didn't do box sets yet for Johto Journeys. Oh, and I paid an arm and a leg like an idiot. Okay, anyway, we're not getting into that. So that can also rack you up some money if you're not careful. So just be wary of that, and just don't go crazy and be like, I want this, oh, but I want to watch this, because that's kind of, I had to reel myself in and really, just really stop myself from doing that. So that can get pricey if you're not careful. And I don't really know. That's like the only big thing. And sometimes you have to end up buying the movies, which you have to end up buying them anyway sometimes, even though you're already paying for Prime, and that does get pricey. And also, they do not have a lot of, from what I've seen, they do not have a lot of language options. Like, for example, I started watching that Isabel. It's the Castilian drama, the drama from Spain. And get this, I thought I would be able to watch it with my mother, and my mother does not know Spanish. I studied Spanish in school. My mother does not know Spanish, and I looked on the thing. There's no there's no English subtitles, and it's all in Spanish. I'm like, yeah, that's great planning. But Netflix has a lot more language options. You can watch a lot of the anime in original Japanese, for example. I think you can watch Pokemon in Spanish, and there's a lot more options available than Amazon that I've seen. Maybe because it's region exclusive, like they know I'm in the U.S. But there's a lot of Spanish speaking people in the United States, so you think that Spanish would be on there. Um, but yeah, so Amazon does not have that much um, language options like Netflix does. I think maybe Netflix is more wi- um, widespread. I think only a few select countries do not have Netflix. Um, but Netflix is everywhere and it's universal more than I don't know. Maybe more people have Netflix and maybe that's why um, it's more international or it more has more language options. The language nerd in me, I sometimes like to watch things in Spanish even though they're originally in English. But um, so that is my biggest drawback with Amazon Prime is you end up having to pay for video. Sometimes you end up having to pay for stuff anyway, even though you know it. You know, and you you have to have subscriptions to some people, and that can bleed you dry. Or and you can also there's not a lot of language options or international options. But these are just my opinions again. Um, to be honest, I have a lot bigger rant about Netflix that's coming up right about now. The big problem I have was Netflix is besides anime and maybe a few select things, they don't have a lot that I'm interested in. I like anime, so I do watch their anime. I'm watching Full Metal Alchemist again, like I said before, or on High School Host Club. Both Gunslinger Girls are on there. Um, Versailles is on there, which I want to watch that. But there are times that I was not really getting into. I'd go a long time without watching any Netflix, um, and I think a lot of these companies, like a lot of companies that maybe they started out as the first one, like Netflix was the first big streaming service, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was one of the big streaming services, and it really changed the game for just streaming videos. But what Netflix doesn't understand is that they're not the only game in town anymore. They're not the only show in town anymore. And they're so focused. I think they're focused on their kind of their Netflix originals and just remaking classics because they see like trends of, oh, people want to watch Magic School Bus, oh, people are watching Full House, oh, people are watching Gilmore Girls, and they are not, so they're trying to cash in on that while they can. And there's just some things you cannot remake. You can't remake Magic School Bus. You can't. I remember, if you know what that is, if you've seen the original Magic School Bus, like that's like so 90s. Um, you can't remake um, Gilmore Girls. They tried it, and my mom said it was awful. I didn't want to watch it. I'm steering very clear from that. I don't want anything to do with that. I watched Gilmore Girls with my mother and loved the original Gilmore Girls, but I'm not watching um the the remake. You can't. Full House, that just looked awful. Let me know. Let me know if it was bad. Okay, I love talking to the comment section. Let me know if it was bad, because I wasn't a big fan of Full House anyway, so I would have, okay. Anyway, but Netflix is so worried about their Netflix originals and their remaking, kind of cash grabbing, that they might end up losing a lot of their their subscribers, because they get rid of things and then they put their own stuff on. Now, some of their own stuff is really good. I liked the Crown. Sorry, the Crown. That is really good. And stuff like that. But there's just some things. Maybe it's nostalgia talking, but you cannot remake some of those things. You can try all you want, but it's not going to be the same. And again, like I said before, there were times when I was not watching Netflix. My mother loves Netflix, but she still has cable. Okay, I'm not getting into that. But when my mother comes over, I do not have cable. I don't want to pay for cable. So, having Netflix is good for when people come over and they want to hang out. But for the most part, there are times I'm not really into a lot of the stuff that's on Netflix. But I do have it. Again, I know I'm repeating myself. I'm sorry, guys. It's good for some things, but then I also do Amazon Prime. I have both, and I'm probably going to continue to keep both unless they take stuff off of Netflix that I'm not going to watch anymore, because I don't want to pay. I don't want to pay all this money for stuff I wasn't really using. But yeah, so that is my pros and cons. I know it was kind of repeating because, for example, Amazon has a lot of stuff that I like, but then Netflix has some stuff that I like. But to be honest, I am liking Amazon Prime a lot better for just documentaries and stuff. But yeah, so what do you guys think? Do y'all have both? Do y'all watch both? I like both. They're both good for different things. I'm not the kind of person to like be a fan girl, like where I really defend a company. Now, I will say, like, oh, I've never had problems with blah blah blah. If someone says something, I will say, like, oh, I've never had problems with blah 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 blah, but which is the truth. But I try and think things through and give an honest opinion, and this is what this is. This is an honest opinion about both Netflix and Amazon Prime Video, and they pretty much are kind of the same concept. So I wanted to give my honest opinion about both of them, and that's kind of what I'm here to do. And yeah, so let me know if you have both or you use one or the other, let me know. Um, I love talking to you in the comment section. So, um, I know this was kind of a short live stream, so I just wanted to talk about it because I've had the Amazon Prime for maybe, I figured out it existed. That's another story for another time. But I figured out that I got free videos maybe 2 weeks ago, and I've kind of been watching more of that. So I wanted to give my honest opinion. So I hope that you enjoyed this live stream. It's really short, I know. So I hope you have a good day, and more book reviews are on the way. Bye.